Excuse me. All right. I don't know how noisy this is because they're cutting grass downstairs. So we can't really do the meditation for now. Like, you know, just break into the quiet down. I hope soon, but yeah. How are you, John? All right. I don't know how noisy this is. How are you doing, John? There is still a delay because I think from Zoom streaming to the YouTube. So there is a bit of a delay. But let me know if it's too noisy, if you're able to hear me, or it's too noisy that I should close my window or something like that. It's literally still a bit early, so you see me drinking my coffee, but yeah. Oops. Mm. Sounds great. So yeah, looking forward to see you in the Zoom tomorrow. If anyone wants to join in to do a chat, that would be like awesome, you know. Yeah, but if you can't, don't worry. Okay. I dedicate this to doing live, but I'm just thinking that, you know, doing Zoom would be nice too because we can have a live chat and we'll be talking face to face and so on. But yeah, like things in April probably feels a bit hectic, but hang in there, okay? And whatever happened, okay, meditation is very good one right now, like you brought this up. Whatever happened, bring yourself back to the center. Just meditate and breathe. Breathe and bring yourself back to the center. I like to place my hand in the center of my chest and just breathe. Doing it for just about 5 seconds will help you to clear your head and all those thoughts so much. Okay. clearing your head and thoughts in this way is that sometimes we do have a lot of different energy running in our head. And then especially when we are facing a certain situation, and then our mind just go 1,000 miles an hour, that time is the best time to help you not to silence your mind, but to slow it down. Okay, that is also part of a meditation as well, to slow down your thoughts so you'll be able to hear them. Okay, meditation is never about silencing your mind, because that defeats the purpose of meditation. Meditation, we should be able to hear our mind, to really listen to what our thoughts are trying to tell us. Okay, don't actually hear anything in the background. That's awesome. Yeah, they are still going on like, I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I thank you so much for sharing all the, the coloring book. I find that is amazing. I personally I don't do coloring, but because I draw myself, so I like to do stippling, and like stippling art, something like this, something that I'm working on. I like to do stippling. That's why I'm um doing something like that all the time. I don't buy coloring book apart from one that is Frozen 2 coloring book, which I bought it because I like Elsa, and then I would be like, hey, let's have fun, coloring Elsa. So that's the only coloring book I have. Other than that, I don't do mandalas. I don't do all of that. And but I do notice that coloring and art do help to help one to calm down their racing thoughts, something like that, and allow them to be able to have the space to listen to themselves. That was actually the stippling for me when I'm doing art. It was actually one of the reason I eventually come to tap into spirituality itself. Before that, I always keep myself busy, so busy that I can't hear myself, so that I don't have to hear myself. Basically, that's why I keep myself so busy, because life was kind of miserable. And then yeah, I started doing art because I want to give it to my ex. So I started to keep on doing art, especially after I gave him one, and then he was like, kept on he loved it so much, and then he asked about it, and then I do more arts for him. And yeah, that actually started my journey, I think, to spirituality, that allow myself to have all those space to listen to me. And yeah, and then here I am, I'm still doing some of the art, but I don't press myself to do it fast now, and just doing it as a leisure, when I feel called to, something like that. Yeah, sometimes meditation can be so simple, we all forget about it. It can be as simple as just taking a deep breath in and allow yourself to, calm down. In a way, I see why the spiritual community actually make meditation is about clearing your mind. It's not about clearing your mind, but about slowing down your racing thoughts also, so that you'll be able to hear them. Because when your thoughts is racing, it makes you very anxious, and you know you most likely you forget to breathe also. And that is the time when we are not really able to make the best decision, or to hear ourselves the clearest. So it's about slowing it down so that we can able to be able to hear us. That is the key about that. I did that, John. I did that. Music was a big thing for me, and I like complicated music. That's why I got into rock music. And because of all the noise, the different instruments, it kind of get me drown out all my thoughts, as you say. Yeah. You. Sorry. One more. John, you mentioned that you are a Capricorn as well, right? Workaholic is our default. What to do? Yeah. But I enjoy working right now. Instead of like dreading the work, like from back then was like I constantly dreading about work. And yeah, because of that, I kind of like don't want to hear my own thoughts because it's miserable. So I can see that. So when I rewatched the video that I posted, also I kind of like got myself like epiphany. Like I'm actually channel about how to say meditation is just about being present. It's not even about something complicated that we have to do or something like a yoga pose or anything. It's just about being present in the moment and to actually how to say in the moment and actually see and experience the life that it is. So that would be the best meditation it is. I wonder if anyone else is planning to join us. Da, 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 da. So John, do you have any questions in regarding to what I talked about on day 4 meditation, and also anything about accessing the Akashic records perhaps that we can chat about, and then maybe we can share some notes and so on. Capricorns though, yeah, seriously, I learned that once I am loving work, I actually like just yeah, Sua is in the UK, yes. uh I hope she'll be able to join us, but time zones, what to do. But yes, once we Capricorn actually once we actually when we love our work, we are we are actually very happy being like, work is not like as long as work is not a chore to us. Sometimes I even think that work can be a leisure time to us, like, you know so it's a bit weird, but in a way that when we find what we love and make it into our career, I think that is when we are like loving the work so much. So there's like, it's just a bit of a weird thing to say, but it is also like, I think that is a default Capricorn would like, we love to work, especially if the work is challenging enough and satisfying enough, and it actually brings us joy. And hey Daisy, how are you? And do you have any question on day 4 or anything you'd like to share? Thank you, John. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being present throughout these 5 days. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm also a Capricorn Sun and the stellium. So it's like good to know, Daisy. But if you have any question, anything you'd like to share, please feel free to go on the chat room, and then we can actually have a discussion too. I always say that I am learning from all of you too. Not just that I'm teaching, but I'm learning as I'm teaching. So I'm very grateful for every one of you. Thank you so much. Okay, one moment. I think Lauren is joining us. Work has to be challenging and fulfilling. Otherwise, we'll be like, it's too boring. Can we ask someone else to do this? It's too bored. It's too boring for me. That would be me, my default mode. If it's not challenging, or it's like, if it's not something that I really like, ask someone else do it for me, please, thank you. But I guess that is default mode for everyone too. It's like we don't want to do things that we don't like doing. So okay. But if you want to talk about astrology, it's fine too. I am not an astrologer, so I don't have much input. But it's interesting, like, you know, it's very interesting when you look at the chart and everything. But yeah, I think for meditation, there is really nothing too much for me to, like, you know, share. It is actually very simple, but at the same time, it's being complicated by a lot of people. The complicated things about meditation, I think, it's just about, you know, it's not about silencing our mind. That is something that we all should, you know, keep in mind about that. Like the spiritual community literally just package meditation to be something so difficult. In a way, I can see why they do it, because if they make it difficult and complicated, then they can actually have a market for it, and they'll be able to, you know, make up a course, and like a meditation course that you should join, you know, and you should pay about $1,000 to get this meditation course because it will change your life. Capitalism. So yeah, like the rest of that, like I think everyone is capable and able to meditate. It just take the person some time to figure out which form of meditation that they are most aligned with. Like there are a lot of different forms, and which form is it that the person would love doing, would enjoy doing. Yes, yes, John. By the way, now you mention it, I don't close my records anymore. I just leave it open, and kind of like, okay, because it's via one of the chat with the records keeper. Also, when I was watching Kamen Rider W, okay, and I noticed that we can actually integrate ourselves with the records like to a certain degree. So nowadays, I'm just keeping my records, like keeping them open, whatever. It's like, you know, they are there. And when I need more information, I will go actively integrate myself into the records more so that I can get information actively. Otherwise, I'll just like have them integrate about 10 to 20% and leave it there. Like, you know, if you guys have any information you want to drop to me anytime, yeah, feel free to. I'm open to them. Yeah, I just like I leave them open, and like and yes, when you're watching TV show, they will comment about it. They'll be like, oh no, look at this, like, you know, take note of this part. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, there could be a message there, yeah. Or, you know, having your, like for me, when I'm back in Japan right now, I don't really walk because it's so hot outside, but yeah, back in Japan, I love walking. I walk to grocery every other week, or I mean every single week I went there twice. Okay, for grocery, I just go out for grocery and walk. Usually about 15 minutes to 30 minutes walk. And usually I just like let myself um I just let myself like listen, and like sometimes I was also talk to them, like, you know, I would just like chat with them. And when I walk with my records open, sometimes that is most of the time I get a lot of epiphany, and there actually a lot of active downloads from there. Like the part about how I'm integrating a few the percentage thing, that you can integrate yourself like 20%, 30%, 50%, or 100% into the Akasha record. Yeah, that is when I was like talking to the records as I'm walking. Just like I'm just walking, and then just like pop, 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 all the information. I'm just like, okay. Yeah, it takes time. Also, when you are not integrating fully into the records, it doesn't overwhelm you so much. So allow yourself to practice a bit and see how it goes for you. But of course, if you are already exhausted, please don't do so. Please allow yourself to rest up, because taking care of our physical body is the most important thing before we assess the Akasha records. I'm wondering if Lauren is joining us. Oh. Yeah, listen to them, and they actually know your stamina. Yeah, so take your time as well. Don't rush it. But yeah, it's like the integration thing. Once you find your, like, your sweet spot in the integration, you'll be able to keep them open, and it doesn't drain you. It doesn't not say to drain you, but it doesn't overwhelm you. Usually is when you feel sleepy, tired, exhausted, when you have your records open, is because they have so much energy coming to you that your body your body is processing everything so that it feels tired. Mm. So take your time and also find the sweet spot. And once you did, then it's like perfect. You guys can be up there open and like chat with me anytime. Sleeping with them open can build stamina, but also please take care of yourself and ask your body whether it is are you able to handle it that night before you do so. Especially if you just started, that would take some time for that. Okay. But yeah, also like the as I mentioned, the integration percentage. Once you find that, you change the game. Oh my god. Oh my god, John, did they do that? Oh my god. How long have everyone been opening their records? Like, since they start opening their own records, how long have it been? I'm quiet. I'm just reading the chat and like, hmm. Okay. You don't have to do daily, Daisy. It's okay. And okay, you mentioned that you can't understand them. But first, how are they communicating with you? Maybe that from there you'll be able to find out a bit more answer to this. Like find yourself to be able to understand them better. Ooh, different exercises with sleep. Wow, that must be intense. are your dreams very intense as well? Like vivid dreams and so on? Sometimes the only thing I was worrying about when I first started opening my records for sleep is that I worry my dreams will be too vivid and I will be like, oh my god. I hate vivid dreams, especially if I'm like sleep paralyzed or yeah. So luckily I think they know that I don't like it, so they didn't really um do that to me now. So otherwise I'll be like, oh my god, intense dream, I hate that. I'll wake up like cursing them out. Well, Daisy, I think it's the similar how you and me are interpreting the records. It's like I feel them, but I don't feel or hear them all the time. Okay. It's also because it is so kind of like a common thing for you. I feel like you probably have been, interacting with your records when you are younger and you're so used to them. So sometimes you don't feel that. Hi, Lauren. Lauren, no, today we don't really have exercise, but I was actually thinking about doing a meditation, a grounding meditation with everyone. But there is people who is like doing the grass cutting right outside. So right now I don't think I can do that. That's awesome. I wish I have, gotten over sleep paralysis. But because when I was younger, so I keep on having this dream about a state of how to say it is, I can't even really describe it, but the state that I dream of, right, usually is like a new realm. But in that realm, I'm just like floating inside substances that is neither solid, liquid, nor air. It's just like everything is just like very like flowy, but it's not solid, it's not liquid, it's not air. I was just like very confused. And whenever I have dreams like that, I will wake up like vomiting and like getting sick. So afterwards, after a while of that, I literally like complaining and I don't want to dream anymore. I was just crying over there. And after that, I don't really get dreams anymore after that. Recently I come to learn after the whole awakening and like connecting to records and so on, that the whole state that I dreamt of was actually the aether realm, which is a lot of like when we are spirit, we're actually there. So like it's like in a state of like neither liquid, neither solid, nor air. It's just like everything is just flowy, but it just feels weird. Okay, so yeah, but I still wouldn't take that dream. Like, oh my god, please don't give me that. Like, I will wake up getting vertigo and I will get sick. So that will be that. Yeah. Right now my records is like they know what I like. I don't like vivid dreams, so they will avoid doing that, and they will only give me dreams that is vivid when it is like a message that I really really can hear. So the last one that I have was about, what was that? A bit controversial, but the last one I had was about the vaccine. And I'm like, I'm not taking the vaccine after I remember the dream. I'm not taking that. Yeah. But I'm not going to share that. I don't want to influence anyone about vaccine. You can have your own choice. Okay. I have mine. I'm not taking. But yeah, you know, everyone should have their own choice. Yes, I think I talk about that in the video as well. It's like sometimes the Akasha records just sounds like you. Okay, they do use their own voice. Okay, and they might go about things that um you know go about things and thought patterns that we are so used to, but also because for a lot of times, we actually have been connecting with the records since very young, and we actually familiar with the voice. Okay, so if you hear the records in your own voice, using your own words, okay, they're talking to you like, just casually. Please don't think that it is you talking, like, it is them, then it's them. Okay, it's hard to differentiate, but I feel that for records, they usually give us kind of like that very, it's not like wise, but like they are wise, but they will give us like, the truth. Sometimes they will even just tell us the truth like that we don't want to hear. Okay, and we will be like, oh, is that me? Okay, but it's not, it's them. And one of the very good thing to recognize their voice is that they will always come from a space of love. They won't beat you up. So if there is a negative voice, like, you're telling yourself you're not worthy, that you are doing bad, like you deserve punishment, something similar, then that will not be them. Okay, they're always holding the space, they're always with love. Okay, apart from that, they do sometimes sound a lot like us. They will use our own voice, especially because our own voice is more, how to say, it is more familiar to us, and we are more comfortable listening to them in our head. If it's voices of other people, they come into our head, we might square up and want to start beating, beating people up, or beating spirit up, like which spirit is in my head right now, yeah. So sometimes they, actually a lot of times they do use our voice. Okay, so if that helps, they see, especially if that helps you to recognize that, sometimes they do use our voice and our imaginations as well. Okay, like, trust me, there's so many times that they actually like have me like kind of like fantasizing about things. I was just like, that is my imagination, that's my fantasy, and then they're like, no, that's us trying to show you something. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah. And also like just work on building a relationship with them, like treat them as a best friend. I'm literally treating my records as my best friend. Sometimes I joke with them so hard. Like, we are like rolling so hard. They definitely have. They definitely have. Likely it will take you some time to recognize between differentiate between your own voice and theirs. But even if they're using your own voice, they're allowing you like your own train of thoughts. There's no wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And John, yes, the ether realm is actually the void, or an empty space. Ether is where nothing exists. Ether is where it's like there is nothing exists, but there is a possibility where everything can be created. So yeah, that state. Oh my god, I literally hate that. Like, please don't let me go back to that state. I'll wake up and like, oh my god. It's just so weird that, I can't take it. Like, maybe there are other people who are enjoying that, but it's just so weird to me, especially if I'm dreaming about that for the whole night. Oh my god. Wake up faint. I wonder if they stop because it went silent. I wonder if they stop doing the grass cutting. If they do, then maybe we can do the grounding meditation where I can guide everyone to do so, and that will be fun. Do you guys have time? Do you guys want to do that? I know for John, you have work the next day, right? The meditation would take about half 30 minutes, 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So yeah. It is intense. I don't like it. I mean, maybe I should go on and try and get used to it, but right now I'm just like, Do I want to wake up with a vertigo again? I think not. It's okay. It's okay. I'm wondering, do I have the recorded version of the meditation? Because okay, why I want to do the grounding meditation with everyone. The grounding meditation is how to say, is one of the recommended by Akasha Records. Okay. I channel with them. I channel about this, like the importance of the grounding meditation. For my Akashic study class. They are just talking about the earth record. So the records, right? Okay, briefly talk about this. The records, they actually have few different kind of like level. So there's a personal records. The personal records is yours, okay? And no one can access your personal records without your consent. Okay, your consent is very, very, very important. No one can access that, okay, for your personal records. Okay, after the personal records, there is the kind of like the earth record. So the earth record is where there is the collective of the individual as well. Okay, and so information on us, like people can still channel information on earth with us without the consent. It's because we are part of the earth record, and it's like the earth database. We will have information out there where there is not extremely personal, like anything that is like a public profile, something like that, and people can channel from the earth record. Okay, and then of course after the earth records, there is the universal records, planet records, and universal records talk about different universes, talking about different timeline, different realms, and so on. Okay, and then there's the galactic record is talking about the different galaxy and all the star system inside that, and what role the star system actually play. And then there is also the master record, which master record so far we can access them, but there is no, like for us, our human mind, when we access the Akasha, the master records, they're saying that it would make sense to us. So usually the Akasha records keeper, they're like, you don't have to access that far. You can go to galactic records and understand things from there is good enough. And when you're in galactic records, it would literally blow your mind too. I mean, when I first access the galactic records, my mind is blown. Okay, so yeah, that is the brief profile. Okay, why I talk about grounding meditation. Okay, when I channel about the earth record, okay, it seems like earth, the mother Gaia, earth itself, is actually helping us to translate energy. So especially if we are someone who is going up, like like for me, my first access to the Akasha records, right, is not on the earth record or personal record. I'm just directly zoom up to the galactic record. um my keeper dragged me about that, so she's like, you're not starting low, you're just boom gone up. I was just like, oops. So the thing is that when we access the galactic records, okay, there might be energies and frequencies that we don't understand, even within the earth record and the universal. Okay, universe record, like we have different timeline and they have different energy frequencies. So some of the energy frequencies for our human we don't understand, okay, and that we will need earth to help us to translate them. So grounding yourself properly before opening your Akasha records is very important. That will actually help you to get more information, like you can translate and understand more information from them. So I hope this gives everyone some insight, and I will definitely record the grounding meditation and then I share it with public, with everyone in the 5-day challenge. Maybe I think that would be great. I don't want to rush the grounding meditation. It takes about 20-30 minutes, and yeah, if some of you are planning to go to bed, but yeah, you don't have to follow my grounding meditation. I love to do mine because it helped me to relax and ground at the same time. Grounding can be so many different things. You can actually just do simple, mundane things like, cleaning, washing, showering, even like just doing house chore. That would be grounding itself. Okay. Grounding on the, like mine, I like to let my energy flow first. That's why I do a lot of stretching, scanning down my body, each and every area, and then stretch out any tension within the body first. Tension is actually energy accumulation in the body. Okay, so stretching them out, allow the energy to flow first, and then I like to visualize my root to ground into Mother Gaia, and then channel her energy to cleanse our energy, like, help to cleanse our energy and open up all the single chakras or energy point. That is how I like to do it, but you don't have to do that. Okay. Simplified version of the grounding is that just visualize the root growing out of your feet or your root chakra. There are roots growing out, and then it grows into the earth, and that you are able to release whichever energy that's within your body. That is good enough. That is the most simple ones. Okay, just visualize that there are roots growing out of your feet, of your body. Okay. Other than that, if anyone is in the Boulder Psychic Institute, they also teach another very good grounding exercise, and you can actually do that as well. So yeah, everyone's still with me. I kind of like clicking on the chat. There's not no one chatting. But yeah, I will take some time to record the grounding meditation. I probably will record it on voice, because you don't need to look at me on how I'm doing things. I will record on the voice and I'll upload it to the Healing Page podcast. Okay. I hope everyone have linked to my podcast. I also do Reiki massages, like those audio clips. I'm going to update them soon, and yeah, some might help you to get relaxed and get some sleep. Self promote. It's suddenly quiet, so I'm like, are everyone still with me? Yeah, I'll be just sharing with everyone later once I recorded it and upload it to the my podcast. I'm planning to do more podcasts as well, so keep a lookout on that as well. Self promo. So yeah, anyone have any question regarding meditation, especially? Ground meditation works too. We need to ground. And Laurencia, once again, thank you so much for making detail, like the detail write up on all my videos. You are the best. Like, I really didn't thought that it would be so detailed. I'm blown away. Like, wow, thank you so much. Daisy, yes, if you want to know about another planet, you will be opening the galactic records. And the thing is that we all are able to open any records, and some of us literally we are more attuned to opening like galactic records, or the universal record. Some of us are more attuned to doing that because we have experience, especially if you're kind of like a starseed, we have more experience opening the other planet records compared to our own. You can actually open kind of like the planet records if you are knowing the planet itself. Like one of the exercise for the for my for the Akashic study, okay, they actually talk about planet records, and they talk about there is life form on the different planets. Like there are few planets in our Milky Way, like no, in our solar system itself. There are few planets. that actually have life form. So they are like encouraging all the students, like you guys go and open the records up and see for yourself how the life is there, and like get yourself information, and then you can share with each other and so on, so on. So it's so fun. You can access them either in galactic record or in the planet records of the planet itself. And all of us have kind of like consent and permission to open any records, like the planet records, okay? Because planet records is kind of like the public thing. You're able to see it, you are able to understand part of it, but it might not be allowing you to understand the very, very deep thing about them. Just like personal records. Personal records, we all won't be able to just access another person's personal records because it is their thing. So we are not able to just, open up their records and like do whatever or channel whatever information on them. But we would, especially if we have connection with the other person, we can read about the other person in our own records too. So that's that. That sounds fun. Feel free to just try. You can ask 1 or 2 questions, and they might answer. Like opening the records and channeling information from them doesn't have to mean that you have to make the session like a whole hour. Especially if you're doing it for yourself, you can just channel from them for like 10-20 seconds and close it. It's still okay. There's no time limit. Like there is a time limit, as in don't do it for too long most of the time. But if you just want to channel 1 or 2 information, then just do so. Open them for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, then close them. That's all. Thank you so much, Laurentia. It's really appreciated. Okay, I actually just published, like I schedule publish for the day 5 as well. So it should be available after the live. You can feel free to jump on and look at them. Or if you do not want to, then tomorrow is fine too, So that is the last day. And then tomorrow will be the last live that we get to be on here, chat. I will also share both Zoom and also YouTube. So if you feel called to jump on Zoom, we can have a face-to-face. You guys don't need to use the chat. You guys can just just chat with me like directly. Yeah, that will be fun. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Stacy, Lauren, John, or anything you guys like to share? Oh, Lauren, yes, please do so. Feel free to practice and give Akashic readings to anyone, like in the group chat. Yeah, like maybe do an exchange with each other. It's actually one of a very good way to practice as well. It's okay, Lauren. You don't have to take courses. Like for me, I mean, I took courses, but actually I realized that if I have stuck with my own practice, I probably can able to access it myself as well. But yeah, I didn't believe in myself that much back then, so I took courses. But you don't have to. Like as long as you're comfortable, you can do so. A lot of practitioners that actually just learn the Akashic records via the book by Linda Howe, and that's all that they need, and they access the Akashic records on their own. Akashic records really don't have that hierarchy like people are making them to have. I think is another thing about capitalism that they make it complicated so that people can charge $1,000 for a course to help you to get closer to your Akashic record. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, I mean, my time is valuable. I like to, I do courses. My time is valuable, but I'm not going to like, package it up and make it complicated. Yeah. Like, why are we doing that? I'm trying to break the capitalism down, not to build it up. Yeah, please feel free to practice. Maybe John, Daisy, Lauren, all of you can like, do an exchange. Just offer an exchange. I hope the chat can be more active, but yeah, maybe it will be more active once we, have exchanges and so on. And let's see whether I have time. Maybe I will be like scheduling some time to have us all come online and just, practice opening the records and of the group, and then we can chat and, channel information. We can actually do that. Maybe not tomorrow, but after the 5-day challenge, I will still keep the group chat going. We guys can we all can still use it and like have that practice if you guys want. It'll be fun. Anything else to share, or anyone have anything else to ask? I'm here waiting. I know that there is a 1-minute delay. So I'm just like, yeah, waiting for anyone have any questions, anything. Or I'll be ending the live today. It's nice chatting with everyone, and it's nice to get to know every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's fun. Like, I love this. I don't mind doing further live chats, and it'll be fun too. Thank you so much too. I appreciate you. Daisy, if you feel called to like, hit me up and like you want to practice, we can do so as well. Okay? And I think DeFi would really help you to work out some of the ways to connect with your records too. I'm just looking at day 5 is like channeling message via different methods and senses. So I think that would be helpful. Thank you all. If there's nothing much, then I'll be ending today's live. I'm just waiting. I know that there's 1 minute delay. That's why I'm like, yeah, feel free to just hit me up, Daisy. Like, just DM me on Discord. Yeah, Discord would be best. Like Twitter, sometimes I don't look at DMs as often. See you guys soon then. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, okay? Same time as today. See you soon. Thank you all. You guys are awesome.